Let's start with your reading, Gemini. Today, we are going to look into your recent past, current energies, and near future. And then we will immediately clarify in order to find out more details about your messages. Now, let's begin right away with your reading. Okay. All right. The Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune, Judgment, definitely very important cards. The main energy for you today is the Emperor. You are currently going through a situation that will eventually bring a lot of stability and growth to you, Gemini. It might not feel like it in the moment, but you are heading towards something very reliable, long-term, heading towards happiness as well. The Emperor is always someone who has gained control and respect after going through something. And right here, what I see is that you are going to experience something that is going to make you really stand up for yourself. And it's going to naturally make you grow into this beautiful Emperor energy. So let's see what this is about. In your recent past, we have the Lovers and the King of Wands reversed. You know, in the past, we see a lot of mind games with this King of Wands reversed. It was definitely a situation that looked very promising, very beautiful. But paired up with the King of Wands reversed, we see that things didn't really play out as you hoped them to. This is someone who might have often ghosted you, or someone who wasn't there when you really needed them. Considering the Emperor as the main energy, this King of Wands might have had some major control issues, and it really took away from the passion, the love that they did have for this connection for you. We'll come back to this to see what happened and what you should know about it as soon as we clarify. In the present, current energies, the Wheel of Fortune, but the Nine of Swords. There is a lot of thinking going on, a lot of revisiting, reevaluating the past events in order to find an answer, in order to find a meaning for all of it. You seem to be trying to understand how things transformed this way. How did it go from being so good to being so bad? How did that wheel turn so fast? This might not even be the first time that something like this has happened to you. The Wheel of Fortune is something that repeats and that keeps happening over and over again with the same person or different people. And you're starting to experience a loss of belief when it comes to this type of situations. There is definitely something you should know here that you might be missing out on at the moment because of this Nine of Swords energy. We'll see what it is. In the near future, we have Judgment and the Knight of Wands. It looks like someone is deciding to take action over here after realizing something that they couldn't realize before. Coming from the Nine of Swords over here, this person just feels tired of feeling tired of thinking about this situation and feeling stuck. And they want to do something that will take them out of the situation. Doesn't matter where. It feels like this person decides to move on, to date, to see someone else, but there is a major surprise that will serve them as a wake-up call, an awakening moment. We'll look into this. All right, so let's start clarifying. Let's begin with your recent past. Two of Wands, Five of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles with the Hangman. You know, it's clear that this is the type of person who never says that they're wrong. Someone who would rather always be right other than work for the success of the relationship. And it doesn't mean that they don't care. It just means that they're not capable to see how much more important it is to nurture the connection that you're in, to nurture the relationship that you care about, other than always appearing as you being right, you know? And the thing is that at first, the dynamic between the two of you was very different. And we see it up there with the Lovers. With the Knight of Pentacles over here, things just started falling apart slowly, little by little. And eventually you both ended up here with the Hanged Man stuck. As far as you go, Gemini, I see you not wanting to deal with this type of energy at all. I see you walking away from these mind games, deciding to not play anymore, telling this person directly or indirectly to reach out only when they decide to be transparent and honest. You definitely stood your ground over here, and that's really good. And we can start seeing the journey of the Emperor we were mentioning at the beginning of the reading. It definitely didn't make you happy in the moment, but you knew you had to do it. You had a plan. With the Two of Wands, you were looking ahead into the future. At times, it felt like you were the only one caring about this. You didn't get the same energy from this person. It feels like this person put in effort into this just when they were forced to. But is that fair? Is that sustainable? I don't think it is. So let's see what's going on in the present, and let's clarify the current energies. Ace of Swords, Judgment already, okay. And the Queen of Swords with the Knight of Wands. We see that what's going to happen in the near future is actually preparing right now in the present. This is just going to be the manifestation of something that this person is realizing now. Listen, the first thing that we see when clarifying these cards, especially the Nine of Swords, is actually unexpected to me. And it's not about you, it's about the other person. One thing that you don't know about them. This person loved the way you love, and they were afraid they couldn't match up to that. They couldn't match up to that beautiful energy, to that passion. You really seem to be a passionate and established person. This is definitely how this person was seeing you. And they didn't feel good enough for you at times. They would never admit it or even show it to you, especially with the King of Wands energy, the Emperor. Instead, they wanted to appear confident and untouchable. But looking back at it now, they didn't look confident. They looked overconfident. They were trying to make up for this feeling of not being good enough for you, Gemini. I know that this is coming as a surprise for some of you. Now, what we see is also a message for you here. There is something you need to change in your approach, Gemini. The Judgment, again, look into your own behavior, what you do and what you allow to happen. And this is it. You are a very good visualizer. When you see something you want, you really work your way to it. You plan a lot of things and you make sure that things are going to happen. But sometimes you get a little too specific and you end up attaching people to outcomes, and you always end up stuck when you do that. That's why you have experienced this type of situation very often in your life, because you create specific, detailed expectations that you shouldn't create. Put yourself in the position of receiving exactly what you want, and then let life surprise you. Let the universe take care of the rest, and you'll see how easier it will get. I promise you that. So let's see then what is going on in the near future. We have Judgment, Knight of Wands. Let's clarify this energy. The Magician, the Fool. Oh, now, oh my God. Now we see exactly what's going on here. Magician, the Fool, King of Cups, Six of Cups, Nine of Cups. Someone is trying to manifest a new beginning. They put themselves out there to only realize how much they miss you. So it definitely looks like someone is deciding to take action on an impulse though. And that is very important to know. If this is the other person, it's as if they have been waiting on you to reach out or to even unblock them, something on those lines. And since not much is happening, they decide to put themselves out there once again and to just move on. But here's the thing. As soon as they will be with someone, as soon as they will do with them what they used to do with you, they will immediately realize how much they still love you, how connected to you they still are. It's just going to remind them of how important and unique that connection was. I mean, the lovers, that's not something that you find every day. This will make them very sad in a way, but they will keep it to themselves at first. Not sure if it will change eventually. We'll have to keep going with the message. But so far, we just see someone who is not willing to admit how they feel, even if that means losing this. 9 of Cups, someone is still wishing for this. But 7 of Swords, they will not admit it for the time being at least. They are being deceitful to themselves, to you, to everybody, because they're not ready to handle those emotions. So, Gemini, what we've seen so far is that, first of all, this person is not over you, and they won't be for some time. Second of all, in order to gain control, you need to release control. I know that it sounds like a contradiction, but you'll see how much this will change things for you. Next, let's look into how all of this is going to evolve in the next few months. I want to see if this person will ever find the strength to be vulnerable, to be transparent. And I want to see how your journey is going to evolve after you let go of expectations and after you let life happen for you and not to you, okay? So let's look into it, Gemini. If you want to dive deeper into the messages with me, just follow me in the extended reading link below in the description box. Also, don't forget that every single week, I randomly select viewers who have watched the extended video to offer them a 100% free personal live 45-minute reading. I send out emails every Monday morning to confirm. Make sure to check out your spam folder as well. Now, stay tuned for the extended preview coming right up after this. Welcome back to your extended reading, Gemini. The bridging energy taking us from this current situation to the incoming events is the moon. And honestly, as soon as I seen this card, I got a message that I've never got before from this card. You know, as you know, the moon has two faces, right? And what I see here is two people face to face, opening up and letting out the secrets, letting out everything that was hidden behind this moon energy, the intentions, everything they were keeping to themselves. Right here, someone is really trying to find a way to face their fear. And the pattern that I see with this person is that they do things just when they are forced to. It's very much their learning pattern, you know? And what we see right here is that right now, they are forced to do this. They cannot postpone this anymore, or they will really end up losing you if they haven't already. This is also someone who's trying to anticipate moves. As you know, the moon reflects the sun energy. And right here, we see that potentially this person, everything they've done, it's because they were afraid that you were going to do it. And so this person living in fear, not feeling good enough, eventually ends up doing things that they do not want to do, but they cannot help themselves. Now, are we justifying their actions? Not at all. We're just looking into the context so that you can understand better what was going on. Oof, look at this. The Lovers and the Tower. What else? Strength, being vulnerable. You have very important messages coming your way, but let's see what the cards have to say. Right here, someone is definitely wanting to manifest a reconciliation, at least a conversation, but there are a lot of obstacles so far. So let's see what you should expect in the near future. And let's start by clarifying that moon energy. Okay. What? The judgment came 3 freaking times. This is definitely someone who's learning their lesson, at least for the time being. We have to see if this is actually going to be long term. 3 of Cups, the Hierophant. We see how this person really wants to do this, and they absolutely want to reconnect, and they want to tell you something that you've never heard before from them. But there is a catch. There is a catch we need to talk about. Right here,